Hey everyone, so this is my review of Supergirl, Season 4, Episode 2, called Fallout, and essentially what this episode is about is that National City has to deal with the chaos after the revelation that happened in the last episode, and while that's going on, Supergirl continues to try and track down Mercy Graves. And this was a really interesting episode that did do a very good job of having, organized chaos, where it was everyone dealing with the recent resignation of the president after it was discovered that she was an alien, and sort of everyone dealing with that revelation in their own personal ways, and dealing with a lot of mistrust of not really knowing who's an alien, because of the fact that if no one even realized that the president was an alien, essentially anyone could be an alien, and a lot of people dealing with that sort of stress around that. And that was very interesting with how they chose to show that on a very personal level as well as more on a national level. Where on the more personal level, the story revolves around Brady and him going to this pizza shop to pick up pizzas for the DEO, and while he's there, his image inducer ends up malfunctioning and reveals him to be an alien, and several of the owners and workers at the pizzeria don't appreciate that. So they go and attempt to induce physical violence, but luckily Nia's there to stop it, which is something that makes me very curious to know if they're already starting to secretly reveal a lot of Nia's powers and stuff, with her powers to be able to see the future and stuff, and maybe that's the reason that she showed up there, was because she saw the future and saw that Brady was being harassed and under attack. So I'm wondering if that's how they subtly started to reveal her powers or not. And if they did do that, then that's kind of cool, but otherwise it was just a really cool situation to see Nia stand up and help out Brady. And then on the more sort of national level, it was just a lot of mistrust that Mercy was using to her advantage by also being the one to hack into the image inducers through L Corp and being there to cause that brief little bit where a bunch of aliens were revealed and stuff, so that caused more chaos because more people were revealed as aliens that previously were unknown to be aliens and stuff like that. So that was interesting to see how all that sort of played out and stuff. And then the whole sort of scene and stuff where Kara goes to L Corp to sort of talk to Lena and stuff, but then Mercy ends up arriving to sort of disrupt the party and try and break into L Corp to get more information and mess with the image inducers even more and stuff like that was interesting. And I really enjoyed it for the fact of all these different situations and stuff where Kara tried to break away from Lena so she could go and change into Supergirl, but Lena just kept keeping her as close as possible, so Kara couldn't do that. And that was just so entertaining to watch and see how all that played out. And again, it leads to the question of what's going to happen once Lena finally does discover the truth about Supergirl. Then I really loved when Mercy was finally captured and both of the Graves were now being held prisoner in the DEO and stuff, and how they used their sort of ideas and stuff to influence Jensen, and him then eventually letting them go because he deems that the humans are more important than the aliens and that they shouldn't be kept in the same cages as the aliens are being and stuff like that. And that just really hit home for me to see just how easily the Graves could influence people with their words and stuff like that, and how that sort of rained back home for other situations where both Supergirl and James could use their words to influence people to support the aliens. And I, again, loved how that played out with James and him and Nia sort of going head-to-head on whether or not James should release an op-ed about what Catco's stance is on sort of alien rights and stuff like that, and how they should write this op-ed to then support the aliens so maybe some of the chaos around this mistrust could subside. And that was interesting to see with James and him struggling to figure out when he should release this op-ed and stuff like that, and like when is the best time, and just I loved seeing all of that with James. Then everything with Jean in this episode was really great, with him working to figure out what's going on with his friend who's now missing, and him like following all the clues and stuff to figure out what's going on with her and like what happened and stuff like that, which all eventually led him up to this sort of rally led by Agent Liberty. And that was very interesting to see how sort of all that played out. And then the ending of this episode makes me really excited to see what's going to happen next with the Graves using the device from the finale of season 2 to release kryptonite into the air, and really massively hurting Kara because of that. And that just makes me really excited to see what's going to happen there now that Kara's kind of out of commission, possibly for the next episode. And then just overall, this was a really, really great episode that was so well done with how it chose to organize and show scenes, and when it chose to lead which story where and when and stuff like that. It was just so well done in my opinion. And just, yeah. So that's my review of Supergirl Season 4, Episode 2, called Fallout. So, yeah. Bye!